Once again, welcome to She's World. My name is Sheila, but you can call me She. Disclaimer, you know it's gonna come, I have to say it. I am not an immigration lawyer. Every information I share in my videos are information of the process that I went through up until getting my citizenship here in America. And I'm just here to share this information for free. I know how everything felt when I was filing on my own and trying to get things together and wondering, am I doing the right thing? Am I doing the wrong thing? My goal is to help you go through this process as seamless as it can be. Okay, awesome. Today, I am going to talk about the documents you have to bring during your interview process. So, congratulations! USCIS has sent you a letter saying that they're inviting you in for your in-person interview with your spouse or whoever you're applying with. This is exciting. It really is, and it's also nerve-wracking as well. Either way, you have to understand what the process is going to be like, or at least have the concept of what documents you need to present during your interview. In the letter that USCIS sent you, USCIS is going to stipulate some things in there that they would ask you to, or they will require for you to bring. Again, that list they put in that letter is not the ultimate list. It's for you to bring more additional documents to prove that you have the bona fide marriage. So I'm going to kind of go through a little bit of the documents that you would need. And if I look down, I'm just looking at my notes. You know how this goes. Beautiful. The first one is forms of identity. So both of you and your spouse would need to bring an ID card. And so if you have a driver's license, you have to bring it. If you have your passport, if you still don't have any documentation here in America and all you have is your passport, which was what all I had, and so I presented that. So bring a form of identification. Now I will say this, very, very important. When you're in immigration proceedings and you have moved, so say you are in Texas and you moved to Louisiana, make sure that you update your driver's license, because if you have your address on your document as you've lived in Louisiana for the past 6 months to a year, and then your address is still on your driver's license is still showing the Texas address, that's not good. By law, you have to change your driver's license within 14 days of moving. And if I'm wrong, somebody just correct me, but I know that there is a stipulated time you have to change your driver's license. And even as part of your USCIS process, when you move, you have to update USCIS. There's another form you have to fill to update USCIS about your move. So again, make sure that your ID cards are very, very current to the current location that you're living at. Too easy. And if it's a passport, you don't have to do anything. It is what it is. But if it's a driver's license, make sure it has your new address on there. Perfect. The next thing is birth certificate. And so these are basically your part of the application process when you applied. Both of you submitted birth certificates. So for both the petitioner, the spouse, and the American citizen or green card holder, you have to bring those forms of identification and proof of citizenship. So if your spouse is a citizen here, if they are acquired citizen through naturalization, they have to present that documentation. If they acquired citizenship through birth, they have to present their birth certificate. Now, if your spouse cannot find their birth certificate in America, that is one of the easiest ways to, the system to get another document is extremely easy. Just go to your local Social Security office, apply for another birth certificate. I think you can even do it online. It's extremely easy. Get one with you because immigration is going to ask you. Awesome. The next thing that you have is the documents, your I-130 documentation, your I-485 documentation, everything that you attach during the immigration process, your affidavit of support to prove your financial state, all of those documents that you attach, you have to bring all of those documents to the interview and original copies. Now, this is what I'm going to say. USCIS states in their letter that you have to bring all the original copies if If you don't bring it, if you only have the original copies and they need a copy, they will take that from you. So please, I'm begging you, make sure that all the original copies you're submitting, you have another photocopy of them, so that if USCIS needs a copy and they can't find it, whatever the reason is, you have it right there and there for them. And that's exactly what we did. The bag that I was holding was just ridiculous, because I wanted to make sure that I am presenting everything that I filed before into that interview. So if you did not add your medical form to the time when you were filing, then this is the time that you add that document to it. If you had already added it, the medical form that you add is only valid till 2 years. So check the date and see if you submitted your application and it's been 2 years has passed. Make sure you're getting an updated one. That way you're saving yourself the trouble of USCIS going to that interview and they asking you to bring the medical form again. It's really a fiasco, so just make sure you're doing it the right way. Awesome. So if you had submitted your medical form during the time of application and it's been over 2 years, I will encourage you to get a new medical form so that you can get it submitted, because the 2 years have passed. This really helps you stop the process of having it take longer for immigration to say, all right, go bring me another one, and just take note of the dates that you're applying so you can know if it's another one is due or it's not. And if you didn't even attach it at all, well, too easy. Get one and then send it to your immigration appointment. Awesome. So the second part is going to be your relationship evidence. So this relationship evidence is all of the documents that you attach during your I-130 filing and then some. So I'm going to read this from the interview letter that you get from USCIS. This is what it says. Copies of documents of joint liabilities that you and your spouse may have together. The list that USCIS gives you here is not a list that is set on stone. You can add more and USCIS will not tell you take it back, because you're proving way too much that your marriage is genuine. Awesome. So we have tax returns. So during the time period where you guys have filed taxes together, USCIS would love a copy of that. So make sure you're bringing the updated tax return for you. But if it's the same thing that you had submitted during your process, that's fine. But you have an updated one where both of you are on there, make sure you submit that one. If you had someone jointly file with you to help you with your finances because you did not meet the stipulated income requirement, go ahead and get the updated tax return of that person that supported you in applying for supporting your financial state. If you know what I'm saying. If you had someone support you, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Ask them for an updated copy of their tax return so you can bring to the interview as well. Awesome. Property documents. If both of you own a vehicle, a house, a lease, utility bills, contract, photographs, these are some of the lists that USCIS gives you. Any documents that shows both of you as joint, so credit card statement that have both of your names on, any documentation that shows you guys live together, it's important that you bring it. Awesome. And also other documents, and USCIS will tell you other documents that you feel may be substantial to prove your relationship. So if you have correspondence, letters that come to both of you, anything that states both of you, your names on there, please make sure that you attach it. Now, again, this list I've said is it's a suggestive list. This is what USCIS said. I think you can bring to prove that. But there's also more to it. So for example, if both of you are in fertility treatment for both of you to have a child, or you guys are in adoption process for you to have a child, you see USCIS doesn't mention it here, but this is a document that truly proves a bona fide marriage. And of course, if you've had a child, I would expect that. Again, I'm not an immigration lawyer, but I would say you should bring the children along. If they're in school, take them out of school for that one day. I promise they will not die. I really promise that. But you take care of them. I mean, that's what I'm saying. But the point is, bring them to the immigration process. It really, really helps and kind of gives a perspective and a picture of how your family life looks like. Bank statements. If you have joint accounts together, I'll also encourage you to bring that as well. Anything, I don't think that I can even talk too much about this. Anything, and I have lots of videos on my channel talking about documents and list of documents that you can attach. Please go through that as well, and then make sure you're bringing all those documents to your interview. One thing I really want to touch on as well about when you're bringing documents to your immigration interview is when you guys are bringing pictures, make sure that those pictures that you bring have a lot of other family members in there. So don't just sit on your bed and grab a selfie here, grab a selfie there, and take it. That is good, maybe some of them, but to really prove a bona fide marriage, you want to make sure you have pictures where you guys are doing activities together, you're going out with friends and families, you're capturing those moments. So again, I've told you, and I've said this again and again, pictures speak 1,000 words. Please take the time and take those photos. And if you've submitted photos during the application and it's been 2 years, now USCIS is calling you for an interview, bring additional interview. You should have taken more photos within the 2 years or 1 year that your case was processing. Okay, Royals, I hope these videos are truly helping you. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much for all the views, for everybody commenting. I truly appreciate it. YouTubers will tell you it takes a lot of time to film and to put content out there. So to see the engagement and to see that this is helping, I truly appreciate you all. Bye, Royals. Make sure you stay safe. Make sure you have a wonderful day. Bye.